We are calling it. City Hall has called it. And since everyone has things to do tonight, we're going to make this nice and easy and quick. And also the future mayor, no, the mayor. Now. So I would like to introduce everyone to Doug Byrne. He'll lead us off tonight.
This is a great night. This is a homecoming, again, for a second term, a second go-round for Michael. He started as second ward councilman when I first became acquainted with him. He was a dynamic councilman. He became mayor. He did great things in his first go-round as mayor, and now he learned and he knows all the nuances, the ins and outs. And it's a tremendous opportunity for Michael and really for the city of Englewood to benefit from that experience and that assimilating all those experiences and meeting all the people and learning all the lessons. So the opportunity to do that all over and to just regenerate and get the city of Englewood moving again is a tremendous thing for all of us. So I'm not going to talk about Michael. I'm going to talk a little bit about Gordon Johnson, our assemblyman. Enough about Michael. Because in the food chain of Englewood, you know, Gordon is really one of our senior people, and it gives me great pleasure. Moving up the food chain, it gives me great pleasure to introduce you. Gordon Johnson, our assemblyman. Good evening, everyone.
It's a victorious night here in the city of Englewood. I supported this mayor early on because Mayor Michael, she's the early on because I know and I knew then that this city is going to need some strong leadership for the future. He was there before for us. He took a break for a while to raise his family, to make some money. But now he's come back to dedicate himself again to the people of the city of Englewood, the county of Bergen, and also New Jersey. So it's been a victorious night for a lot of Democrats, and I think throughout Bergen County, we've had a lot of victories. Also, you snuck over here. Come over here, Charles. We also have the quiet man with us. So, congratulations, Charles. Also, fiscal responsibility. Fiscal responsibility. That is Charles Cobb. That is. And this city has a bit of a debt problem, but with this leadership here, we'll overcome that and also have some smart development and some smart plans as we go forward. So, without further ado, I'd like to bring to the microphone, that we do not have, the next mayor of the city of Englewood. I think they were calling you. Michael Cohen? Yes. Thank you, Gordon. Doug, thank you.
Cheryl Rosenberg.
Cheryl, you here? Cheryl, where is Cheryl?
Cheryl, get over here.
Ladies and gentlemen, first, I just would like to take pause for a moment and recognize that this evening is actually the yahrzeit, the anniversary of my mom's passing. Oh. And it was something that interrupted my day as I had to go to synagogue services, and then I was graced by some of my countrymen that came and had another service before. She would have loved to be here. She would have walked up and down the streets and bought so much stuff she didn't need in Englewood just to tell people of this evening. And I feel in so many ways that she's still with us. She's certainly proud of her grandchildren, some who she had a chance to know. I'm honored that my father joined us.
Leon!
And
Leon!
Dad's wife, Alice. My own wife, Amy. Thank you. My in-laws, Grandma and Grandpa Bob and Grandma Susan. My daughter, Raquel, her husband, Aryeh, my son, Josh. His wife is in school right now. my daughter Lauren Ruth, and we have a daughter on FaceTime in Israel who's studying and sends her love. I feel that this was a labor of love. I don't want to be remiss in first acknowledging the presence of the elected officials that are here. Charles, I congratulate you on your second term now. Councilman at large, and it's a privilege to work with you. Everything is in our rear view mirror as far as what was behind, and I have to give credit to the outgoing mayor. It's really, in all truth, a work of majesty to be involved in public service, and sometimes the carrier of that privilege is a different kind of leader, and he did 3 terms, which is something that is laudable. I would also, again, want to recognize our assemblyman, a former freeholder, the council members that have joined us, Michael Cohen and Cheryl Rosenberg. Michael, for your steadfast support, endorsement, and outright counsel. John Bang, who's the leader of the District 37, who's helped me immeasurably, to Mohammed Hamiduddin, who was here earlier, the mayor of Teaneck. We have several school board members that were here and have left, Mr. Houghton, Mr. Berrios, and the other 3 candidates. The jury is still out on a lot of those candidacies. We thank each of them for having gotten involved. Mr. Ben Choi, who's a councilman-elect in Leonia, joins us. Ben, are you still here? Yes. Pastor Spencer, I think, went to put money in his meter. And Rabbi Wilds, never leave home without a rabbi and a pastor, my brother, and his wife Jill. Thank you for joining us. And one of the NYPD's finest, retired, but still has a very special place in my heart. He came from New York, Ron McNeil. Ron, thank you for joining us. There is a reason that public service has always been considered to be a public trust. There's nothing more humbling than going through a day like this and wondering. And actually, at 7:27, a young lady from Rock Creek called and said, "Can I get a ride?" I didn't return the call till 7:41. Okay, with 19 minutes. RJ walked in, not even a peep. He made it to Rock Creek, got the young lady in to vote. We took a journey, my wife and I. We hit 5,305 doors. 5,305 doors. I have an ankle brace to prove it. We went into homes that were humbling to see how people lived. There was one gentleman in 111 West Street on his back while his wife could barely get to the door in time, explaining that she was going in for hip surgery. Both of them got vote by mails. I thank Anita, who joined us, who actually went to the hospital where the wife was recovering, the gentleman, both of them were enfranchised. It is such an extraordinary trust. My father wonders, right, Dad, why does my son, please come forward, why does my son want to do this? We help thousands of people when we help them travail through America's golden doors as immigration lawyers. But if you look at the room and the diversity of this county and the capacity to help millions of people with the stroke of a pen, this is really what draws me to public service. And I couldn't have done it without my mom and my dad's upbringing and that special DNA that I have from my own household. Englewood has given me so much more than I could ever give it back. Those trees that are now changing colors on us adorn our city streets. I remember them as a kid when I first came to this community. And it's all folly to think that I did this in order to go further. Because in this business, as we can see in Washington, you don't deserve to go further unless you do a good job where you are. So why did I come back? Because I left this city in good shape, and I know with the help of Charles, with Michael, with Cheryl, and the other members of the council, we'll leave it even in better shape to the next generation. Because the trust that the government places in its citizenry is so important for us to polish this diamond in the rough. And I'm so happy that our senator made it through the night. Yes. I've never seen a dialogue deteriorate to such a degree where they would disparage somebody who went through the justice system. A word on the criminal justice system. Things are changing remarkably in our state, in our nation. when we greet people with accents, whether they're on the streets of Englewood or our southern border, we ought to remember those founding documents and our founding parents, and that Lady Liberty, but a few nautical miles from where we all gathered today, how important that trust is for us to get this right, because our children are watching us, because every vote matters, and because this golden experiment needs to be paid forward even stronger and better than the last way it was given to us. So all I can say to you, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm inspired by today. The work begins. To our president's credit, he has not stopped working since he was elected. To your credit, we're going to work even harder than the president. And we're going to make sure in 2 years' time that we have a Democrat seated in the White House. And until then, it's up to us to make sure the people that are not registered get registered. The people that have green cards and need citizenship get citizenship. The people that need love and hugs and a welcome mat to see America's mercy are given that. And a final word, I want to thank our governor for taking the time today, for choosing the city of Englewood. He did not choose me, he chose you, because he heard so much about this beautiful city. He spent the whole afternoon here, walking door to door, going into our stores, meeting with proprietors, and listening to people. This is a listening business, and yes, I'm a little older. I don't know how much wiser because I got back into it, but I'm ready to do, thank you, I'm ready to do what it is that you want us to do. Please don't be quiet, don't be shy, and thank you all. Special thank you also to Lisa Wasatsky. Lisa, where are you? Lisa! Lisa! And June, are you here? June. Member of the county committee. Every position in this city, and there are going to be a lot of openings now in the different boards and panels, and those that would like to serve should send in their resumes and start asking, because we need a lot of people to serve. And I will say this, I owe God an extraordinary thank you, and I end with the same way that I began, and that is a legacy that was given to me by my parents. And I'm so grateful to share this opportunity with my family, and I thank you, because whether you like it or not, those that even didn't vote for me, you're actually part of my family too. Yes, my mother-in-law. Have a good night, everybody.